Hello, YouTube. How we doing today? So, I decided it was about time to do an official Spawnicus Rex Days Gone tips and tricks video. Hopefully, everyone from beginners to experts will find something either useful or, at the very least, entertaining. Let's jump right into it. If you are exploring carefully throughout the game, it is possible to find hidden loot locations where you can pick up unique loot like military-grade proximity mines and fully crafted items that are ready to use. You simply pick them up, just grab them and go. No crafting required. At locations like this, you can find things like proximity mines, flashbang grenades and fragmentation grenades, medkits, pipe bombs, and attractor bombs, among many other items. This is just a sample of items that you can find at these hidden loot locations scattered throughout the game. I have made a video of all of the locations that I knew at the time the video was produced. I will link that video in the description, so you'll be able to find that there. It pays to get out and explore. You may actually find locations that I have not found yet. Get out there and explore. There's no telling what you'll find. In the earliest hours of the game, there are quite a few locations where you can find the fire axe. It has very low durability, as you can see in the bottom left corner there. It's being compared to the most powerful weapon, the most powerful melee weapon in the game, the superior metal axe. It's the best one you can find, but you can't get it until late in the game. Early in the game, you can find these fire axes scattered here and there, and you can see the damage is almost as high as the superior metal axe. They have very low durability, but the damage is extremely high. To mitigate the low durability, these respawn in these locations. So once you find locations where the fire axe is there, it will respawn periodically every few days. And they are all over the place if you are looking carefully. Some locations there are literally two in roughly the same spot. So if yours happens to break, simply go grab another one. Another way to mitigate the extremely low durability of these fire axes is to purchase the melee skill called Field Repairs. The skill Field Repairs will allow you to spend scrap to repair whatever your equipped melee weapon is. So you can either come back to locations like this where the fire axe respawns and simply pick a new one up, or you can invest one skill point into the melee skill tree, the skill called Field Repairs, and you will always be able to repair your fire axe in the field using scrap if you're not near a location where they respawn. Enemies on fire take increased damage, so use fire to make enemies vulnerable to damage. Not only will it stun them for a few seconds, it also makes them vulnerable to damage. They will take increased damage when they are on fire. Clearing ambush camps is a very big part of the game. When you clear an ambush camp, it will reveal part of the map. It will remove the fog from the map and put points of interest on the map for you. So, when you take out the last enemy
I think that's it.
at the ambush camp, you have to go find their bunker.
I mean, not much, but a little.
Once you find the bunker,
All right, let's see if they got an underground bunker around here.
once you find the bunker, you climb down the ladder, go down to the bottom of the bunker,
Here it is.
and there will be a map down here. that the Marauders have marked locations on. So you go to the map, and once you interact with this map, it will unlock crafting recipes.
A map?
And it will reveal it will remove the fog from the map, revealing all of the local points of interest. So you unlock crafting recipes, like different types of weapons and different bombs and stuff that you can make. Okay. This is how you get most of your crafting recipes.
Yeah.
But also, clearing these ambush camps and interacting with these maps will remove the fog from the map around you. And when you remove the fog from the map, it will put the exact location of every single nest in that area. Every single nest will be revealed on your map, showing its exact location. Also, it will show the exact location of every single Nero injector in the area. So, the way to clear the map, anytime you open up a new section of the game, first, you clear the ambush camps to remove all of the fog. Then you go and remove the infestation zones because you know where every single nest is at. And then after that, you can go and get all of the Nero injectors. So that is the most efficient way to clear the map. Every time you open up a new section of the map, you do ambush camps to remove the fog from the map. Then you do infestation zones to make the area safer with fewer freaks. And then you do the Nero injectors. So, bonus pro tip, don't step in the bear traps. Be on the lookout for bear traps. They suck. So, when you're hunting for ambush camps, the best way to find them is to get to an area with a high elevation and a good view of the area around you. A high hill, water tower, radio tower, anything at all like that will work just fine. And then you actually look around and you will see smoke on the horizon. That tells you there is an ambush camp nearby. And if you're at a good spot with good visibility, you can look all around and locate several of the ambush camps in the area. So, clearing all of those ambush camps will completely remove all of the fog, putting the exact location of every single nest on your map and the exact location of every single Nero injector. Even in an area where you have not done a single ambush camp, you can still use this trick. Even where you can't see hardly any of the map at all, you can still use this trick of coming to a high elevation and looking for smoke on the horizon to find your ambush camps. You can also identify infestation zones by all of the crows in the area. A murder of crows like that indicates an infestation zone. Now, to figure out whether or not you have cleared all of the ambush camps in the area, the map has a list of objectives in the lower left-hand corner, and it will tell you if you have found all of the ambush camps, or even how many of the ambush camps you have found. So that's how you know if you're missing any, and the way to identify them is to get to a high elevation and look for smoke on the horizon. Some of the ambush camps have a secret entrance. They'll have an entrance that will allow you to come into the rear of the camp. For example, at this camp, this is the Horse Creek Ambush Camp. If you come in from the main entrance right here, you are fighting an uphill battle the entire time. You're trying to move uphill against enemies who are dug in behind cover, and it can be extremely difficult. When you are lucky enough to find one of these secret entrances and come in from another direction, it can put you further into the camp where you're already up in the camp with them and you have defeated most of their cover and you have negated their advantage of having a higher elevation against you. So coming in from these secret entrances is really useful, but quite often these secret entrances are guarded by a freaker trap. You will see these freaks hanging from ropes guarding the entrance. And usually, when you try to slide through here, at least one of these freaks will grab you and attack you, causing you to respawn, sometimes even ruining your attempt at stealth. So what you can do to counter this, go ahead and equip your sidearm, or whichever weapon you intend to use, and put a suppressor on it, so that you can fire off a few shots quietly. Normally, it will be the last freaker in the line that will grab you and attack you, but if you shoot one, usually I take out the first one. If you kill at least that one, then it will make it so that none of them attack you. So, quite often you can actually hear a growl when you kill one. Let's see if it happens. No growl. Okay, but since we have killed one here, we should be able to move through this line of freaks without being attacked. There we go. That's all it really takes, is just popping a headshot on the first one in the line, and then you can move through the freaker trap from either direction completely safe without being attacked. There is a trick to getting consistent headshots in Days Gone. What you want to do is simply line up the targeting reticle and let them walk into it. Like this. Wait till the enemy is approaching you, line it up, and let them walk right into it. Here's another example of getting consistent headshots by simply allowing the enemies to walk into it.
Lost one!
Rather than chasing them with your targeting reticle, just line up the shot and allow them to walk right into it. Here, let's get a better angle. Here we go. Just line it up and let them walk into it. I personally don't use the crossbow for much. It takes up your special weapon slot, and I prefer to have either a scoped rifle or an actual machine gun in the special slot. However, the crossbow does have its uses. One thing that it absolutely excels at is using the incendiary bolts to take out freaker nest. You can use it from stealth, from extreme distances, ignite the nest, hop on the bike, and take off. If you prefer a stealthy approach, it is not even necessary to engage the freakers that come out of the nest. Just use the bolt, hop on the bike, and take off. Another advantage to the incendiary bolts, a Molotov cocktail, one kerosene makes one Molotov. It's a 1-for-1 ratio. With the incendiary bolts, one kerosene makes 3 bolts. So it makes your kerosene go a lot further. Your kerosene will last a lot longer if you are using incendiary bolts from the crossbow. Using incendiary bolts from the crossbow is a great way to save kerosene when you are burning out freaker nest. But the best way to save kerosene is to simply not use any at all. Most locations where you have nests to burn out will have fuel cans. There will usually be at least 1 or 2 of these little red fuel cans laying around in any area where you need to burn nest. And you can simply throw it at the nest and shoot it, setting the nest on fire. at this location, this specific location, once you have cleared all the ambush camps in the area and removed the fog from the map, all of the locations of the nest will be revealed. The exact location of every single nest will be revealed. So there's the one that we just burnt out here, right behind us there, and then 2, 3, 4, and 5, just at this location. So we just used that one fuel can, and if you look around, there are enough fuel cans in this area to clear every single nest. Here's a second fuel can. Right over here, you can find number 3. Right across the street. Number 4. And then right off to the side over here by this little blue car, number 5. So at this location, there are actually enough fuel cans to clear every single nest in this infestation zone. So using the incendiary bolts from the crossbow is a great way to save kerosene. But the best way to save kerosene, don't use any at all. Use the little red gas cans instead. As annoying as these survivor rescues can be, they do have their uses. The best way to decide where to send them is to look at the trust values. For example,
I got this.
Certain camps
You're not gonna make it out
will
here. I know
offer
where
you
there's a
more
camp.
trust than other camps.
Where?
And that is how I always make my decision. You can see here that the Hot Springs camp will offer 200 credits, but no trust. Copeland's camp offers 100 credits each, and only 500 trust, where Iron Mike's camp at the bottom there offers no credits, but they will offer 1,000 trust each. So right here, by sending these 2 survivors, there's another one off screen who's just kind of standing there. But these 2 survivors, if I send them to Iron Mike's camp, then I will get 2,000 trust with that camp. So that is how I always decide where to send the survivors. I base that decision off of either where I will get the most trust or whichever camp I'm trying to get a trust boost
Tell them it
with.
was Deacon. They'll know. Keep your head down and run.
Damn it, sniper ambush.
So when you come across these roadside snipers, the best thing you can do, get off of the bike as soon as you can. That way they don't shoot the bike out from under you and damage your bike. Then get to cover. So as soon as you see that red laser beam, hop off the bike and get to cover. Now, the best way to take out these snipers, you can, of course, shoot the sniper himself. But if I can get a good angle here, you'll see that they're actually standing on like a wooden platform that's up in the tree. So if you can take out that platform and shoot it right out from and under them, then they will simply fall, and then you can collect the loot from them more easily. Because sometimes if you kill them while they're in the tree, then they'll be stuck up there, and there's no way for you to get the loot off of them. So normally I wouldn't go this far out of my way. I'm just trying to get to him where I can show you the wooden platform that he's standing on. Okay, so here's a pretty good angle on it. You can see the sniper up there in the tree and the wooden platform that he's standing on. So the goal here is to take that platform out from and under him. There we go. The platform falls, the sniper falls, and then you can definitely get the loot from him every time. Because if they're stuck up on that platform, you can never get the loot from the sniper. So, the best way to deal with those snipers, the roadside sniper ambushes, as soon as you see that red laser beam, stop the bike, get off of the bike, and get to cover as quick as you can, and then take that platform out from under them. If you have the Rock On skill under the melee tree, you can use rocks to stun swarmers and human enemies, making them vulnerable to a stealth execution kill, even if they are aware of you. Stun them with the rock, and then execute them. This allows you to get kills without using any resources. The rocks are infinite, you never run out of them, and the boot knife never loses durability. So using rocks and the boot knife to get a kill with the Rock On skill is literally the most cost-effective way to get kills because it uses literally 0 resources. Creatures like wolves, runners, and mountain lions all hate smoke bombs. Make use of your smoke bombs. Not only is it funny, but it makes the enemies vulnerable. They're much easier to eliminate. Make use of your smoke bombs. Smoke bombs are also very effective against elite freakers like breakers and reachers. If you have the executioner skill under the melee skill tree, you can actually stun them with a smoke bomb, and that will leave them vulnerable to an executioner kill.
Take a deep breath.
Smoke bomb stuns them, can run right up and stealth kill them with the executioner skill that is found under melee. All hordes have 3 possible spawn locations. They will have 2 locations out in the wild somewhere, a location where they get water, and a location where they get food. They will also have a 3rd location where they take shelter during the daytime, where they shelter from the sun. At nighttime, you can catch them out hunting for food and water at their water location or their food location. Usually it will be a mass grave somewhere where they feed, and a riverbed or a lake shore or something like that where they go to get water. All hordes will have 3 possible spawn locations. Most hordes can be taken out very easily, completely from stealth, if you track them in the wild at night and find a position where you have some bushes near their location, preferably at a high elevation, something like this up on this little cliff ledge here. The higher the elevation, the better. So, you want to go out at night to track them to a location like this. To make sure it's nighttime, your map screen has an actual clock that shows the exact time of day or night. So simply sleep in a bed somewhere until nighttime and then head out to track the hordes in the wild. So, what we're going to do You crouch down in these bushes here, and we'll throw things like attractors and grenades to take out the Horde from stealth. The reason that elevation is important. Heavier items, like napalm Molotovs, cannot be thrown as far as attractors and grenades. If you're on ground that's roughly level with you or higher than you, you cannot throw them very far. But if you're at a higher elevation, you can throw them quite a lot further. You can get a lot of range if you're higher than the Horde. When you are throwing your attractors, be very careful not to throw them in water. If the attractor lands in water, it will cancel the sound, and you have wasted the attractor. So, simply start by placing an attractor where you want the Horde to gather. They will be drawn to that position, and then you can use throwable items like grenades, pipe bombs, Molotovs, napalm Molotovs, things of that nature. Grenades are actually the best because they can simply be purchased from any merchant where you have unlocked them. They do not require any crafting materials. You simply purchase them from a merchant. So, the Horde will gather where you have thrown your attractor. Once you get them bunched up nicely, just start throwing grenades. You can use an attractor bomb. Does basically the same thing as an attractor. It will cause the Horde to gather in one spot, and then it will detonate after a few seconds. Any items like these will work fine. Just use whatever you have. Be careful not to throw the last item in the stack unless you are ready for open combat. Once you throw that last item in the stack, Deacon will stand up for a second. This will often cause him to get spotted. We got lucky there because we are at a higher elevation. So you can simply continue to use your attractors, grenades, pipe bombs, Molotovs, and napalm Molotovs. This will allow you to completely eliminate the Horde quite easily, entirely from stealth. Nothing to it.